Hi, this is Amrita Sukumar, and I'm bringing to you this podcast called Unsettling. Look around you. Everyone is trying to create their own story. Make a tiny change in someone's life by just following their passion, and in turn, inspiring the others to follow suit. This podcast brings to you stories of people who have defied the definition of settled set by the society and have created their own. They have found happiness in their version of settled. What is yours?
When was the last time you sat on a cycle, apart from the one at the gym, felt the breeze in your hair, and just looked around you as people, buildings, and places passed you by? Seems like a long time ago, right? Today, I have with me a couple who loves cycling. So much so that they have cycled for 200 kilometers in 13.5 hours to gain the Randonneur award on a tandem bicycle. I know you have a lot of questions. We are here, right here to answer them. Please welcome today's guests, Pramita Mishra and Sanat Rath. Hi, Pramita. Hi, Sanat.
Hi, Amrita.
Hi, Amrita.
It's really wonderful to have you on my podcast.
Same here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So now that the lockdown is a little open, how do you feel? How is the cycling practice going on?
See, it is as usual in the sense whenever we get time during the weekends, we go for short rides.
Okay. So now how much have you hit? Like last time I heard it was 200 kilometers. So how much have you been able to cycle now?
Now we have a different bicycle altogether.
Okay.
So currently we are focusing on our fat tandem bicycle. We will definitely do a 200, but every week we are increasing the distance by 50 kilometers. So last week we have already done 50 kilometers.
Oh my God. Okay. The fat tandem bicycle is a little more difficult, right? As compared to the normal one?
Yes, it is doubly difficult. The difficulties would increase to 4 times because fat bikes are very tough to ride. Tandem are very tough to ride. So now difficulty has increased by 4 folds.
Just in case people don't know, just tell what a fat bike is.
Fat bikes are cycles with fat tires. Like normal cycle, we have 2-inch tires. Fat bikes have 4-inch wide tires. And tandem is a bicycle which can accommodate 2 people. Like there are 2 seats and 2 pedals. So a fat tires with tandem is like truly different and difficult to ride.
That is true. And before this, of course, before talking to you, even I had no idea about tandem. I just had seen it in the movie and I knew that is some cycle that I want to ride someday. But otherwise, as you said, thank you for explaining it to us so that we also know what it is. So Pramita, Sanat, let's begin the episode by the story of how you found your love for cycling. So starting with Sanat. Sanat, when did you find your passion for cycling?
See, it was not exactly passion, but way back in 1997, when I was in my 7th grade, it was a mode of transport. You have not become an adult and you are going from one place to other place. The only mode for students was to bicycle, whether it is to go to school, whether it is to go to tuitions, whether it is to go to your friend's house. So cycle was the mode of transport. And since I was introvert, I did not have many friends. So I chose that time to discover different places and to liberate myself. So it was quite liberating. And currently it is like I have cycled for like 23 years and it is quite liberating. Apart from that, we have health benefits also.
That is true. So Nipe Suhaga, because you've been cycling and you are also keeping your health well. That's wonderful to know. So Pramita, what is your story? How did you fall in love? Did you always cycle?
No, like when I was in my college, like in my BSc and MSc days, I used to cycle like as a daily commute to my college for 10 kilometers and 10 kilometers, so 20 kilometers to and fro. But I really never liked cycling. It was like for me a mode of commute. So,
Okay.
but then I was active. I was into some kind of activities like small running. I used to walk a lot. I used to do trekking.
Mhm.
So after my marriage, so I had to be fit and I had to be active. So I thought that let me explore bicycling a bit. So if I like it, I'll continue, or else I'll go back to my own trekking and running. So initially, I started with 20 kilometers ride on tandem,
Oh.
and we started with tandem because first of all, like both of us can be in a same bicycle, so we can
Mhm.
talk to each other and ride it.
Mhm.
Second thing, I was a bit uncomfortable with Bangalore traffic, huge traffic.
True.
So like crossing the roads and all, I was a bit uncomfortable. So we
Mhm.
thought that because in a tandem, the captain who sits in the front has all the controls of gears and brakes. So Sanat will be the pilot and I will be the stoker. So let me explore only pedaling and enjoy the view of Bangalore and explore more about cycling. So
Okay.
20 kilometers went fine. And then one day I told, okay, let's go for a 50.
Mhm.
And I liked it. And then slowly we increased our mileage and I started liking it. And then we thought that, okay, let us together do a 200 breve. We had no idea that we are going to complete it. It
Uh-huh.
was just that we are about to venture something new, which very few people have done it.
Right.
And even if we don't qualify, it was okay for me. So that's how my passion for cycling came. It was like a kind of accidental, but then now I love it. It has become a passion for me.
But I asked my listeners what was their first experience about cycling, and most of them said that the first thing they did was fall off a bike. So they fell off the cycle, and then same story with me. I fell off the bicycle, and then I did not cycle for 5 years. So
Okay, I think everybody has the same. When I was learning bicycle, learned it pretty late. Like after my 10th standard, I learned cycling, and
okay,
my brother used to teach me. So
acha.
he will hold it from the back, and he will say that cycle, I am holding it from the back. He will not fall.
Uh-huh.
So we did it like couple of times, and one time what he did is he just left me and let me fall. So I
Okay.
cried a lot that why did you leave me? But then after the same moment only, like I had that thing that okay, I'll learn it now. I will not let it go. And then I learned it. So I think in the initial stages, almost everyone falls.
So, as we discussed, on a normal cycle only, it's so difficult to find your balance and do everything. What are the difficulties that you have to face on a tandem bike?
See, when we do something new,
Uh-huh.
there are advantages, there are disadvantages. So, tandem, if a regular person rides a tandem, initially the sync between the two riders should coexist.
Right.
When we start,
Hmm.
so we say like 1, 2, 3, get up and ride.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, start.
Uh-huh.
So that is the starting portion.
Hmm.
And when we stop, like 1, 2, 3, breaks and get down. If
Oh,
me or her does not get down at the same time, we are definitely falling.
correct.
And in a tandem, taking a turn and going through traffic is very annoying because uh, suppose in Bangalore there is huge traffic. You
Correct.
go for few meters, then you stop. Again, go for few meters, then you stop. So it really needs practice. And okay, we'll leave about the disadvantages. The
Mhm.
advantages is you and your wife will be there for 13 hours in your long rides.
That is true.
But regarding the sync part, I
Uh-huh.
have heard from a few of tandem riders that they face one problem is that one is a very fast rider. Like one
Mhm.
person likes to pedal very fast,
Hmm.
and one is comparatively a slow rider. Then they
Hmm.
have the problem of matching. One will feel that he is not pedaling fast. I have to pedal slow for him.
Okay.
But in my case, or in our case, it was the thing that I was a new rider, but Sanat being my husband, he always made sure that she should not face much issue. So he was slowing down. So that part was a bit easy because we were husband wife, that we also took care of each other. So that became a bit easy. Otherwise, if you are a new rider, you have to take care of that part, that you have to match the sync of both the riders.
I will make sure that if I find somebody, I will have to see that they sync with me. Otherwise, I cut jao idhar se. So when you said that, you both have to sync, what happens if one of you stops pedaling? Then you lose balance on the cycle?
Not exactly. See, what happens is the chain from the front rider goes to the second rider. Again, the chain connects from the second rider to the third rider.
Correct.
If the first rider is paddling, second का paddle घूमता ही रहता है. He cannot stop paddling.
Stop paddling, yeah.
Right. नहीं, पैर हवा में रखने का ना फिर.
One thing may happen is that the stoker, the back rider, can ride very slow. In that case, if suppose there is a uphill and the back rider is giving very less power, in that case the front rider is applying a lot of force to ride it.
Right.
So that can become, but in any case, both of them will automatically have to pedal.
No option. Okay.
No option. And while getting down, sometimes it happens like one may like get down earlier, one may get down later, but while sitting up back on the seat, sometimes it happens that both of us don't get back on the seat at the same time. Sometimes I sit first and he will still be like on the ground only, and then he balances himself and sits back on the tandem. That part is on the pilot, how he balances it.
It's quite difficult. I think it requires a lot of practice to understand how the bike works first, and then
and the pilot needs to be very strong. Even in the city traffic, like in Bangalore, like, or in Bombay, Pune, like the cars, auto walas, they go very close by. I remember an instance where like a bus driver was coming in front of us, and he passed by. There was a distance of just a feet between us and the bus. In that case, if I was the pilot, I would have panicked and I would have let it go, and I think there would have been an accident. But because Sanat is a very strong pilot, he was like firm. Nothing happened and we crossed. So this is a word of caution that the pilot needs to be very strong when one rides a tandem.
For sure. There's a lot of challenges, but as you said, there are plus points also. You can definitely ask somebody you like to come and sit on the, be the stoker, and you will have 13.5 hours of conversation, because that person cannot get down. So Sanat, Pramita, can you tell the listeners about the Randonneur award accorded by Audax Club Parisien, and how did you come to know about it?
Randonneuring is present all over the world.
True.
In India, it is Audax India. Audax India has almost 80 divisions in India. Since I'm in Bangalore, we are associated with Bangalore Randonneurs. And there is their website, audaxindia.org, wherein a person can go and register. There is a yearly fee, approx 500 rupees, and every ride will cost him approx 500 rupees. At the starting of the season, the rides for throughout the year will be declared on their website. People are free to choose their own rides. There are majorly 4 different kinds of rides. A 200, which has to be completed in 13.5 hours, a 300 to be completed in 20 hours, a 400 to be completed in 27 hours, and a 600 to be completed in 40 hours. So if you complete either one of the race, either a 200 or 300 or 400 or 600, you will be titled as a Randonneur for life.
Okay.
If you complete 4 of them in a particular season, like in a period of 1 year, you
Oh,
will be awarded as a super Randonneur, and this title remains for life.
okay. So, is the path chosen by you, or do they give you a particular path on which you have to cycle?
There are predetermined routes.
Okay.
Even the GPX file is present for that path. You just need to load it in mobile and follow that path.
Oh, okay.
And again, I like to inform you that for a 200, suppose we are talking of a 200 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not like starting there will be organizer and ending there will be organizer. There will be organizer in the middle also. Suppose for 200 there are every 50 kilometers you will have a checkpoint.
Mm-hmm.
So people even have to reach the checkpoint within the time, or
Right.
else it will be disqualification.
Correct. So it's a lot of work for sure. So this 13.5 hours, it is at a stretch, right? You can't take a break at all. The break is only at the checkpoint, and that too very minimum.
Correct. Every ride will start at 6 o'clock in the morning
Uh-huh.
and finish at 7:30 in the evening. So exceptions are there, like when in the afternoon it will start and end in the other day.
Hmm.
But again, in general, it starts at 6 a.m. in the morning and ends at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
Okay, if you are a fast rider, if you ride very fast, then people do take break, like for taking a snack or a breakfast or drinking water.
Hmm.
So if you like it, take a break. The condition is that you have to reach the checkpoint in time and you have to finish the ride in time.
Oh my God, you have to be really passionate to do this, because I don't think I have it in me. But there are a lot of people trying out now, and I have seen articles now that I've spoken to you. So I've started observing a lot of people doing this, and I've seen a lot of selfies where people say, I couldn't complete the entire course of within 13.5 hours. So kudos to you that you were able to do it with minimum breaks. So
Yeah.
I would like to ask you both, how do you manage the bike on slopes, or on, when going downhill or going uphill? How difficult it is, or how easy it is for you now?
See, first thing is passion. Second thing is karna hai to karna hai. Like no quit. Uh, like randomering.
Uh-huh.
So only thing is if you have a very good knowledge about gears, about changing gears, it will make your life easy.
True.
Uphill, देखो, there should be a proper rhythm of your paddling strokes. In the sense, if someone really understands how a gear changing works,
Hmm.
when going uphills,
Right.
you should go at, yeah. When going uphills, you should go at a easy gears, which
Hmm.
will not hamper your legs.
Correct.
While going downhill, you should use hard gears, which will further increase your speed. So for constant 200 kilometers, we ride at a continuous, exactly similar rhythm,
Hmm.
which technically we call it RPM. And to be
Hmm.
more specific, we ride at around 80 to 90 revolutions per minute,
Wow,
RPMs.
that's like a very decent speed, right? Because I think I go at 15 RPM.
No, 15 is kilometer per hour. RPM
Okay.
is revolutions per minute. How much
Revolutions.
time yeah, revolutions per minute. How much times you rotate the pedal in a particular in 1 minute?
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying that I'm very slow. Then apart from this, what are the equipment and precautions to be taken when you're riding long distance?
When we go for long distance,
Mm-hmm.
we make sure that we are self dependent, like we are independent from everyone. If
Mm-hmm.
there is a puncture, we need to replace the punctures. Yeah, for fooding we need to take care, for water we need to take care of ourselves. So it is like being independent. We carry extra spare tubes, we carry our puncture kits.
Right. So
Yeah,
now both
and
of you
apart,
know how to fix a puncture?
Only me, Pramita is
I
yet
yeah,
still learning.
I have to
Okay.
yeah, I have to learn it properly. Yeah, apart from that, I would like to add one more point
Yeah.
that be it a short ride or a long ride, two things are very essential. One is a helmet.
Hmm.
Like whenever you are on a bike, I'll recommend that put on your helmet. And the second thing is a tail light. So
Okay.
it's a
Blinking one.
blinking light so that other vehicles can see you at a distance, see you from a distance, because nobody will notice that there is a cyclist
Correct.
going. So from that light they will know it. And when we do breves, then additionally we have to put on a reflective jacket which
Correct.
has a reflective strap so that the at night it will glow and people can see it. And another thing is also a front light so that whenever there is dark, because for a 200 kilometer it starts at 6 in the morning and ends at 7:30. So
Correct.
after 6 anyways it is dark.
Mhm.
So a front light should be there so that you can see the path, as well as the people coming from the front can also see you from the light. So there are
Okay.
four essential things for a breve: helmet, reflective jacket, tail light, front light. Any one of them is not present, you won't be allowed to ride the event.
Right. Okay.
And the fifth thing they ask is, just like in a running you have a bib card, so
Mhm.
in case of breve they have audax india randonneur number.
Okay.
So whenever you register into a club you get a specific number for a lifetime. So
Hmm.
you have to print that number in a card and put it on your bike, both front as well as back, I suppose. Yeah, both
Mm.
front as well as back. So if these five things are not there, you are not allowed to start.
Okay. So anybody who wants to, apply for this, you have to make sure that you have all these equipment in hand. Otherwise, you will be disqualified. So Sanat and Pramita, we had discussed this previously. You said that you were planning to go on a trip only on the bike. So when is that happening and what is your plan?
Yeah, so for now, because I am a new rider, so we are
Yeah.
in the like I am in the process of training. So we
Mhm.
have plans of like first doing small interstate rides like 300 kilometer, like Bangalore to Chennai, and then we will slowly increase our distance. And of course we have a plan of going on a bike throughout India.
Mhm.
So we don't know like when that will be done. Maybe 5 years or it may take 10 years. So you can add the details of
So whenever you do come to Pune, and then we'll meet. I hope it
sure, sure,
happens soon.
sure, sure. It's good that now we have a place of residence at Pune. We can
Yes.
halt for a night.
Yes, you can actually take a bigger break than the smaller ones that you take at your pit stops.
Yeah.
So, well, I would like to ask you guys, since Pramita, you have been a new cyclist, like recently you started cycling. How much time did it take for you to build your endurance? Like, is it a small duration or does it take a lot of time?
Okay, endurance is like a process. Like we say staying fit is a process, endurance is also a process. So when I started, I was like sustaining for like 30 kilometers of cycling, but
Mhm.
slowly I increased my mileage, and now I can sustain a day like for a 12 13 hours. But again, that is one part, like riding for longer times. The second part comes is riding fast, like maintaining your average kilometer per hour.
Correct.
So that part still I'm like still a new phase and I'm still learning. So I'm pedaling. If whenever I go on a cycle these days, I try to pedal some hours little faster so that I can increase my average speed.
Hmm.
So it is still in the process. And any rider, be it experienced rider also,
Hmm.
they keep on working on improving their strength and stamina every day. And
Right.
whenever you give, like suppose today I am riding and I stop riding for say 6 months.
Mhm.
After 6 months, when I pick up the bike, it will be again a new day for me. Again, I need to train for 6 months to again build up that stamina.
Okay.
So it's a process.
It's
I
done.
would like to add on,
Mhm.
human body is capable of doing everything.
Right.
Even you can do it 100 at this particular point of time.
Hmm.
But again, you have to see you're comfortable. If you are comfortable or not. So
Mhm.
suppose me and you, we go for a ride for
Correct.
200 kilometers.
Hmm.
I'll be comfortable. You will not be comfortable.
Right.
So you need to understand within how much time you will be comfortable. So we start with few kilometers, then increase it, and then at a point you will feel satisfied or comfortable within this particular kilometers. So
Hmm.
then you gradually increase.
Okay. Right. So once like you reach your point where this, for example, 10 kilometers becomes comfortable for me, after that you start increasing it. Okay. So this is comfortable, then move on to the next level. That's what you've
Yeah.
been doing.
Correct.
Okay. So is there a particular diet that you have to follow because you have been working out so much?
On the right day,
Yeah.
it should be like whatever you have been using, you have been eating, you continue that.
Okay.
But apart from that, we should take a lot of proteins pre-ride and post-ride. So in our case, pre-ride, we always eat curd rice
Okay.
and we start our ride, so that we get a 3 hours buffer uh,
Yeah.
uh, within the race. Like within 3 hours of the starting, we do not have to consume anything.
Correct.
And then post ride, we can eat like fish or eggs or protein rich food.
And during the day of the ride, like most of the people, like this is a common thing, that avoid masala food,
Hmm.
because then your stomach will become upset. So anything which is soothing and which you eat normally and which will give you energy, like curd rice or upma,
Hmm.
idli. So
Right.
all these things will work out. And for extra supplement of energy, people take bars, like energy bars
Okay.
and chocolates, chickies, so
Nice.
Snickers.
sneakers. For us, it is like we feel very much thirsty after taking this
Yes.
sweet
Oh,
things.
ho, ho.
So
Right, right.
yeah, so you have to figure out when you ride for a longer distance in your test ride, you have to figure out your options. Okay, I'm
Hmm.
liking this. I'll follow this on my day of brevet. If I don't like this, let me find a substitute for this. So for us,
Okay.
the substitute is dry fruits. We take kaju,
Yeah.
almond,
Nice.
yeah,
That
and
makes a lot of sense. So how do you keep yourself hydrated? Do you carry those big backpacks with waters and those straws and everything?
yes, I was coming to that. Yeah.
Okay.
So every cycle has like attachment for bottle holders.
Okay.
So you can fix two bottle holders.
Mhm.
So 2 liters of bottle is enough for like 3-4 hours. Then you can refill and then again go for 3-4 hours. But when
Right.
we are riding on a tandem,
Yeah.
the most important thing we see is, like, I tend to become more thirsty than Sanat. So
Uh-huh.
every 1 hour we used to stop to have water.
Hmm.
So then we figured out, like till recently we had not figured this out. Recently we figured it out that why not carry a hydration bag.
Right.
People generally feel uncomfortable riding with a bag or something, so
Mhm.
normally people don't put it, but we thought that let us give a try. So
Okay.
first I carried a hydration bag
Hmm.
and we started riding. Interestingly, we were not stopping at all, like only when we were hungry we were stopping, or at traffic points. So non-stop we were able to ride for 3 hours. So then we bought another one, and these days both of us carry a hydration bag, and whenever required we take a sip from that,
Okay.
and we ride with non-stop. So
Nice.
and yeah, and to prevent the water loss or salt loss from the body, it is
Huh.
recommended that drink some electrolyte water
Okay.
or drink what is that called, coconut water, sugarcane juice.
Uh-huh.
All these things are add-ons.
So you carry all that, or you just have it before?
No, just stop by wherever, like
Okay.
near the road, wherever we see, we
Mhm.
stop, take a break, and have it and go on.
Okay. So how much does the backpack weigh? Does that add to your effort for cycling?
No, it's just 2 liters of water.
So it doesn't.
So, because it is not a bottle, like if you
Hmm.
carry a bottle, it becomes concentrated at one point and it hits your back. But
Correct.
the hydration bladder is like uniformly spread.
Okay.
So, it does not irritate much, except when I guess maybe on hot summers, it may be a bit irritating.
Correct.
But again, rather than stopping after every 1 hour, I feel it is better to get used to that hydration bag.
Correct.
But
Correct.
normally, but normal cyclist, when you are on a single bike, you
Hmm.
can avoid the hydration bag and carry water bottles. For us, it is like whenever we stop, because both have to stop,
Hmm.
drink, and then both have to get on the bike. That process will take 5 minutes. For a solo rider, it may take only 2 minutes.
Yes. True.
So that is why we came up with this idea.
Nice. So you found a solution to the problem, and I guess now you'll finish it within lesser time.
Yes.
So Sanat, I read on your website that you have a collection of 8 unique cycles for which you have been recognized by Lemca Book of World Records. Can you tell the listeners how you came into possession of these bikes?
Yeah, currently it is 10.
Oh, okay.
After I had applied for it, I got 2 more.
Uh-huh.
Initially, like 4 years back, when I came to Bangalore for a job,
Hmm.
I used my brother's motorcycle
Okay.
for 6 months in order to commute to office. So it was boring. After 6 months of office motorcycling,
Uh-huh.
I went to a bicycle store.
Okay.
So I saw a fat bike. I had never seen a bicycle with huge tires. It was like I was quite impressed.
Huh.
So the shopkeeper gave me 3 ordinary bicycles to test ride with. Those were
Uh-huh.
road bikes. Ultimately, I said no. I want to take this fat bike. So that was bike number 1. In
Huh.
that same shop, I had seen a tandem. So it was quite fascinating. But I said, okay, let me go home with my fat bike. So that was bike number 1. Again, after 1 month,
Hmm.
I went back to the shop. I said, okay, I want this tandem even. So tandem became my second bike. So
Acha.
since I was afraid, like my brother would scold me, I kept it in my office.
Uh-huh.
Uh, this was quite interesting because from my house I used to go to my office on a fat bike, and in office I
Hmm.
used to do tandem riding with my colleagues.
Oh, nice.
That was that was really out of the box experience because my colleagues started to take interest in cycling. We used to go for like 50 kilometers. I remember there
Huh.
was a person, there was my colleague. He said, "Son, come, let's go for a long distance rides." So
Hmm.
as you said, he had not touched a bicycle for 20 years
Correct.
as of now.
Uh-huh.
We went to a place in Tamil Nadu that was 25 kilometers,
Oh.
and we came back. So it depends on who the co-rider is, how you can arise interest in him, how
Mhm.
you can give confidence to him, how you can give proper techniques to him, proper riding techniques to him, and as well every interval how you can force him to take water and food so that he gets a proper diet. And yes, after 20 days of after 20 years of touching cycle, we
Hmm.
did a 50 kilometers and with no exhaustion.
Wow.
So that was 2 bikes.
Uh-huh.
Then by that time I had spoken to Pramita. There was a website like shadi.com. We got in touch with each other,
Huh.
and then saw this unicycle.
Right.
So, in fact, my third bicycle was the unicycle, which Pramita got me from the US. Then what happened? I got to know from my friends that there is something known as breves, and
Mm.
people do 200 kilometers.
Okay.
So there is a general concept that breves has to be done on a road bike.
Mhm.
99% people use a road bike. So I got a second-hand road bike on a Facebook platform, Cyclope. I went for a demo 200 kilometers. I did it in 13 hours. I said, okay, if a demo is I can complete in 13 hours, the actual race I can complete it before time. So
Okay.
that is how I got a road bike. Then dhire dhire I saw after we got married,
Huh.
so we saw a folding bike post on
Right.
OLX. I said, okay, this looks different.
Mhm.
Let us get this. So it increased, and then came the concept of tricycle. I
Mm.
found it on a website. So tricycles are the cycles with three wheels.
Right.
I nowhere in India it is commercially available. So
Uh-huh.
we had to get it designed in Pune. There is an engineer in Pune who
Okay.
is well equipped and very talented.
Mhm.
I gave him the order, so we received it from Pune. And I don't think in India someone has owns a tricycle. So that is
Right.
completely different. Then we went to Bhubaneswar. I saw a penny farthing in a shop.
Oh,
So
okay.
I said, I need to get this. Please courier it to Bangalore.
Uh-huh.
So one by one, different cycles came into my life, and I started to ride. Started to own it, and I started to tame it. And currently, every cycle has done 50 kilometers ride. I have done 50 kilometers ride on every cycles
Okay. Oh my
except
God.
the unicycle, which I am in still learning to balance it.
That is quite difficult. I don't know how people in the past did it, but then, balancing on a unicycle is very difficult. Kudos to you that you're still trying. And I would just like to inform the listeners, just in case you want to check out what kind of cycles they have and the description in general, you can go to their website called the tandemcouple.com and you can read about it. I wanted to ask you a story. So since you mentioned, Sanat, about shadi.com, and Pramita saw you on shadi.com, and that is how you guys met. So what is the story behind it? Can you tell the listeners, please?
uh, yeah, so it was like I was in US at that time, and so one day I saw the picture in sadi.com. Normally it is like a usual affair for me every 3 months that I'll just pay a visit to the website because I was forced to by many people that you should get married and all. So okay, I saw his pic and I found it interesting because there was a picture of him with a tandem bicycle and a fat bike.
Right.
Then I thought of like searching him on Facebook,
Hmm.
and then I saw his riding pictures with fat bike and a tandem bike, and then I thought that okay, this guy seems interesting. If not for marriage, let me like at least talk to him and see check him out. So then I
Okay.
sent him a message,
Mhm.
and the next day he replies, and we talk. And it was all about like I was very curious to know about this cycling as a sport and all.
Huh.
So he used to tell me everything about cycles and these two unique cycles. And I used to share my stories of trekking and all those things. And
Hmm.
within we chatted continuously, like when within third or fourth day we were convinced that okay, this is the person I'm willing to marry. So that's how it began. And
Okay.
after marriage, like like the first like a long ride on our two-wheeler bike.
Hmm. Huh.
It's not like a bicycle, it's a motorbike. So
Yes.
one day he tells me that we will go on a long drive.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, where are we going? Then he tells me that there is a ride tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Huh.
and the Bangalore club is going on a 200-kilometer ride. So
Okay.
what we will do is we will follow these guys throughout the 200-kilometer route,
Huh.
so that you can see how cyclists go. And this was his like a thought of arising interest in me for cycling.
Wow.
No, he very smartly tells me that no, you just see the cyclist and you meet them, and anyways we are like we have a holiday tomorrow, so we will go on a long drive. So yeah, that trick worked, of course, and I was into cycling after that.
Well, I'm glad that you are cycling right now. And I'm going to get into trouble for asking this question though, because my mom is going to listen to this podcast and then she'll be like, "Arey, tum bhi dekho, teen mahine mein ek bar, maybe something will work for you." So that is definitely going to happen with me. And I'm really glad that you guys found each other. You make a very cute couple and you both are very sweet. So Pramita, Sanat, on your website, I came across this article, Bid to Promote Cycling Among the Blind. So can you tell the listeners about this initiative?
Yes, initially I'll like to start is a blind person, if he wants to focus on his health, it is but tandem bicycling is very, very common in India among blind person. So recently people are taking up to tandeming. So there is a person in Bangalore who is blind, and he kept searching for a tandem in Bangalore. Unfortunately, during that time there were very few. There were almost 3 people in Bangalore who had a tandem bicycle. He seems to have landed on my website, got my phone number, and I get a call. This is Mr. So and so, and I need to see your tandem. I need to experience it. He comes to my house and he feels it, and we go for a short spin.
Okay.
So initially it was like 5 kilometers. He felt so good, and then he decides to bring his friends to Kabban Park, and there are 15 people who wanted to take a ride on a tandem bicycle. So me and my friend, we were two friends, like with the bicycle, 2 bicycles and 15 members. So literally we took everyone for a short spin inside Kabban Park. And then he says, Sanat, okay, I'm very, very happy with this. Let's go to countryside.
Oh.
I said, okay, why not? After few months, he said, okay, this is the date and we are going to this place. So it was like 26 kilometers one way.
Wow.
And countryside, away from all these nonsense noises. So we were going. The best part, I remember the best part of this. We were going through a countryside, there was cow dung. So this person says, Sanat, there are cows nearby. I said, yes. Then we go further. He says, Sanat, there is a hotel nearby. I said, yes. So next we go. He says, Sanat, left and right, there are fields. There are fields. Correct. I said, yes. So these people, they have very good sixth sense. Correct. What I can say. So they feel everything by their other senses. And that was quite fascinating. Okay, what I can see visually, he can feel it, and that same message is conveying me. Right. So that was altogether different experience. After we finished the ride, I had posted it in Facebook, and there was a editor who seems to take interest on this, and that is how the article got published. And currently now that person is a very good friend of mine.
No, so sweet. So Sanat, is this tandem bicycle is only there in Bangalore and other major cities, or can I find something in Pune also?
Yes, Pune. Again, there is a married couple. So Mr. and Mrs. Dave. So they are doctors by profession. Even they do tandem bicycling. So currently, the people have shown interest in tandem bicycling. And yes, it is. We can find it. We can find it across India at present.
Okay. So if anybody wants to try, they can just go online and maybe find them and request if they have the time to, cater to you as well. I guess we
Yes,
can do
yes.
that. We'll definitely try. I'll definitely try once this entire Corona thing is over.
Correct, correct. Most welcome.
Yeah, I will do so. Well, Sanat, Pramita, I know that you both are working professionals. So how do you find time after your work? Sanat, you're an IT professional, Pramita, assistant professor. How do you find time to cycle? When do you do so?
So it's like whenever people have time, they go for a movie or for a picnic or for a ride or for a biking trip or something. For us, it is always sitting on the saddle.
So sweet.
So Sanat, obviously, he doesn't have holidays every time on the weekends. So what he does, for him, it is a bit of tiring. So whenever he has night shift, he has to work at night from 8 o'clock to next day morning 5 o'clock.
Hmm.
So after 5 o'clock, after he finishes his shift on Saturdays or Sundays, because I have a holiday,
Hmm.
we get on the cycle, ride for like whatever our target is, 50, 100. We come back at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Sometimes it becomes even late. He goes directly to the office after
Oh
that.
my God. Okay.
Nowadays, because it is work from home, it is a privilege. So after that, he logs. Sometimes he takes rest for 1-2 hours, or sometimes he directly logins and works. And the next day only he gets to sleep. For me, whenever he does not ride, if it is either it is a weekday or a weekend, I do my own practice sessions. Like I go on saddle and ride for like 20-25 kilometers. Pre-corona, I was like riding every day like 25 kilometers, and on weekends I was riding 50 kilometers. But
Okay.
because of corona, now we have resumed our riding, but still not at that pace we used to ride earlier.
That's true.
So I do my own strength sessions at home, like building strong legs and muscles so that I can ride faster. So that's how it goes on. Like if you have a passion for something, you can automatically find time.
Can always find ways. So now you said that you're still practicing. You started practicing. Do you wear a mask, and how difficult is it with a mask now?
For me, it is whenever I am in the traffic, or like when I start, I wear a mask. When I go to the highways, I remove the mask, because whenever I ride uphill, it becomes difficult for me to wear a mask and ride. So, but whenever I stop on the traffic, I put the mask back on.
Okay.
For Sanat, it is easy for him. He is able to ride with mask also. Like
Oh
so
my
far, we
God.
have done the maximum 50 kilometers, and he is able to ride with a mask on. So yeah, but
Okay.
people who are like having difficulty in breathing, it
Huh.
is recommended to remove the mask once they go to the highway and then start riding. Even the traffic police, because in Bangalore I have seen the traffic police does
Huh.
not stop if you are a cyclist and your mask is not there.
Okay. No, because I stopped cycling for this very reason, because I can't wear a mask and cycle. It's kind of suffocating for me. Even if I go out to buy groceries and I'm just on the vehicle, also I feel suffocated after some time.
Yeah,
So
it's
that is why.
just like getting used to it. So maybe like for short rides put on, but what I recommend is highways. Normally you are, it is not crowded, so we can remove it. But whenever we stop at a traffic, because people will be close by
Correct.
within a feet, 2 feet,
Uh-huh.
so at that point we should put on the mask.
Okay, so then I will also try cycling now because I felt really suffocated with the idea of wearing a mask and going out, and oh my God, I can't do it. So if that is the case, I'll find an open road where I can cycle without a lot of people, and
Yes.
I'll put in those hours, maybe 10 kilometers, not 50, but I'll try.
Anything is good to start with. I started with 10 and 15 kilometers. So if you
Okay,
start, it is good enough.
so I still have a chance. I will try.
Yeah.
So, Sanat, Pramita, I would like to ask you, what is that one message you would like to give the youngsters today to inspire them to take up cycling?
Purchase the bicycle. Maybe it is a normal bicycle which cost 5,000 rupees. Purchase it and never ever get old. Do some exercises to keep you young.
Uh-huh.
Explore places on a bicycle and not on a motorcycle, because like you save money and you improve your health. So today you are some years, so after next year you continue the same, next year you continue the same, and this will go for a lifetime.
Yes, for sure. So instead of burning petrol, burn fat.
Correct.
Yeah. That
Remain fit.
Yes, we will do. We'll definitely do so for sure. So, Pramita, do you have any message?
yeah, the same thing, like burn your fat, stay active, stay young. That's the message.
Okay, done. I hope the youngsters are listening to this and they will also take up cycling instead of going on their bike. So, in conclusion, I would like to ask you both, what would you say is your definition of settled?
A person is definitely not settled if he still has some goals, and if you have a goal, you'll definitely work on that goal. So currently I have some unique bikes, and again my focus is like, if I get one more, I'll go for it. So
Oh my God.
definitely we are not settled, and we are our hunt is still on.
Okay. So you have not settled yet. Sanat, Pramita, what about you? What do you feel? Are you settled, or what is your definition of settled?
Same here. I also don't believe in the concept of settling, like settle ho jaye yaar life mein. I don't get that thing. So if you are settled, you are stagnant, and you don't have that willpower to achieve something else in life. So for me, it's always like, be the better version of yourself, and keep striving, keep exploring. Don't get settled.
For sure. And I don't think you guys are going to settle anytime soon, because I feel that now it's just 200, you will move to 400 and 600, and keep going. That is what I feel. Kudos to you. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, sharing your story, and inspiring these youngsters to, what these youngsters, I'm also a youngster, inspiring us youngsters to pick up cycling and be healthy for sure.
Yeah, lastly, I would like to add one point, because
Yes.
you said like youngsters.
Uh-huh.
So I would like to add on that there are a lot of people who have started cycling at a very late age, like after retirement, 60 years. There
Uh-huh.
are many people who took up cycling at 60 years, and they have completed the entire series of 200, 300, 400, 600. They have
Oh
become a
my
super
God.
randonneur. There
Okay.
are a lot of ladies who have like taken up cycling, like they have their grandchildren, they are like 55 years, 60 years, and they have started cycling, and within 3 years, 4 years, they have become an expert in the field, and they have completed even 1200 kilometers. So
Wow.
there is
Wow.
no age to start. I will say, like even if you are 60 years old, you should remain fit and active, and you should take up cycling as a sport. I say specifically cycling because cycling is the easiest and injury free sport. Like suppose you take up running, there are chances of more injury, but
Correct.
cycling, the injury is less. Spend a few, like as Sanat said, 5,000 or 10,000 rupees, buy a cycle, and just explore, be it 15 kilometers daily. That will also give you a great boost in life.
For sure, we'll keep this in mind. So stay unsettled and never grow old. That is what we are going to learn from this. You are never too old to start anything. Whatever you feel you want to do, if you have the passion for it, keep trying and you will reach where you need to be. Thank you so much, Pramita. Thank you so much, Sanat, for coming on the podcast. If people want to get in touch with you, how do they do so? Can you share the uh, website, share your website or your Instagram page?
So we have a website, thetandemcouple.com.
Yes.
We have created this in order to showcase the different varieties of cycle available in India. So whatever fascinates them, they can go for it. And definitely if someone lands on the website, definitely I'm sure that I'll get a call, because I have my phone number mentioned there. And yes, people do call me after seeing their website. And if he's passionate, he'll definitely take up this sport, I guarantee.
For sure. So I would urge you guys to go check out their website. And if you really like their work, get in touch with them and drop them a message. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
It
Have a
was
great
nice.
day.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you. Lovely having you on the podcast.
Hello, people. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this episode and you like Unsettling, all you have to do is give me a feedback. And for that, please visit my Instagram page, that is Amrita Sukumar _unsettling. And well, you can send me a DM or you can send me a mail. All the details are there on that page. I would love for you to just tell me how you feel. Yeah. And I will get back to you. And if you have any people who would like to share their stories, you have to let me know, because I would love to listen to them. Till then, stay tuned to Unsettling. Like, share, subscribe, follow, let your friends know, and stay safe. Yeah? Bye.